I love it when people like me talk about the censorship that happens in the entertainment industry. And the censorship isn't due to the fact that the market doesn't want the product anymore. It's because you have a couple of anointed ones in positions of power and they are suppressing the talent there, they're suppressing the artists. So at best, you get to see women being covered up more in TV shows. At worst, women look androgynous or they look like men in cartoons, comic books, and video games, and this is painfully obvious for anyone paying attention. But that doesn't stop people from gaslighting us and saying, oh, no, you just are overreacting, you don't understand what's going on. But the problem is that I do understand what's going on because I actually speak with people from the industry. When you have a YouTube channel, you have subscribers, certain people contact you, they DM you, and they tell you certain things. I speak with artists, I speak with writers, and they tell me, yeah, I had this original idea, and when I hear the idea, it's like, wow, that's great. I mean, that would sell. But then they hit a wall when they turn in the idea and the team leader says, no, sorry, like, we don't do this anymore. That's kind of immature or blah, 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 right? And now you have something that I can even talk about because this is public knowledge, right? It's not just some guy that contacts me on Twitter and tells me, hey, don't tell my name because I still want to have a job, so I don't want the publicity, but you should know what's happening behind the scenes. No, now we can all see that this is the case. So you have The Flash, and The Flash is a very old TV show, I say. I don't know what season is it, but I used to watch the first seasons and then I stopped just because, I guess I grew out of it. It's not my type of TV show anymore. And this is the actress who plays Iris, who's the love interest of the main character. Now, as you can see in the beginning, back in season 2, whenever it was appropriate, they weren't afraid of showing skin. So you could see Iris in various costumes, and that was no problem, right? But recently, the actress posted a picture of herself, and as you can see, this is how she likes to present herself to people. And there's nothing wrong with this. I mean, you get to see women like this walking out on the street during the summer. You get to see women like this that go out and club. I mean, this is not something, as the left likes to put, overly sexualized, right? Because if this is overly sexualized, then what is a stripper? I mean, this is perfectly acceptable in Romania. I don't know the culture in California, yeah. But here in Romania, if you see a girl like this on the street, it's like, okay, like she's probably a university student or she's going out clubbing. I mean, it's not something like, bah. And as you can see, someone actually responds and says, you look beautiful. I hope this is an Iris outfit. To which she responds, no, this is just a shirt I wear into work. So as you can see, like, she's walking like this on the street. Right? Like, there is no reason to be ashamed. It's not the 60s anymore. WTF. Right? So she's walking like this to work. However, she's not allowed to show my midriff on TV anymore. In other words, like, she used to be able to show it, but now she isn't. And she's even face palming. It's like, oh God, like, what do I know? So you have a culture now, which is supposed to be about left-leaning culture, which is going back to the 60s, and it's like, this is too much. I mean, she can walk on the street like this, but she can't show it on TV. So let's take a little bit of a step back. In the beginning, the world was very patriarchal, and you had very strict dress codes. You would have to measure the woman's skirt to make sure that it's not too short in order to be acceptable. And people didn't like that. People wanted liberty. People wanted freedom. So you start having women that wear more and more revealing clothing, and one of the symbols to show this is Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman at first was dressing like this in order to show that she doesn't care about what you think. She can dress however she likes. And this was considered to be peak feminism. This was considered to be empowering. Because she's not showing anything sexual, but she wants to wear whatever she wants. I mean, she's following the law, right? She's not indecent or anything like that, but it's like, okay, fine, this is what a woman is. And you have her in comic books, you have her everywhere, right? So that was empowering and free. And as time moves on, you get to see even more and more freedom to the point where you go to Game of Thrones and you actually get sex scenes there and you get to see boobies, and there are shows like Spartacus and many others which aren't afraid of showing revealing things on TV. But as we're becoming more free, now apparently freedom is harmful. So we need to dress women back up and we need to start measuring the skirts again. And congratulations, we have gone full circle. But we've gone full circle by renouncing God, basically, because the reason people would dress like that in the past was that it was sinful. Right? Like Jesus said that if you look at a woman and you're lusting after her, you're sinning. So in order for men not to sin, women had to dress. But now I suppose it's back to that same place, except that we don't use God as a justification. No, instead, I guess maybe we use psychologists. I don't even know what we use. But the idea is that if women don't see other women that are toned and they're beautiful on TV, then they don't get depressed. Which to me is kind of weird. It's like, okay, but I'm a man and I see many men on TV and I don't get depressed. It's like, okay, I mean, they're out there, you know, like I get to see so many rich people on TV and I get to see so many wealthy people with lives better than mine. Why would that depress me? Like maybe instead of dressing people up on TV, you would have a talk with the girls and you would explain to them, hey, what you see on TV is just like fictional. And, you know, like they try to find the best of the best looking girls in the entire United States. Like, obviously, is that the standard? Like, obviously, you're not supposed to reach that standard of beauty. I'm just saying, I don't know. But I'll tell you something else that's interesting, right? Because you have all of this body positivity and all of this fat acceptance movements where, you know, they twist and manipulate reality. So in their La La Land, they believe that the reason men like athletic women is due to the fact that the media is training men that this is the acceptable standard of beauty. So they're pretending that men are the picky ones, that all the men, they say no to women, like they're surrounded by women, but they're like, no, I don't want a woman unless she's the 18 supermodel. Okay, this is the version of reality they believe. And if they would have beauty magazines and TV shows showing quote-unquote average women, which they really mean like morbidly obese women, then men would start liking morbidly obese women, and women would also feel comfortable being morbidly obese. Like they wouldn't be depressed anymore because they see themselves on the beauty magazines and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I don't even know where to begin tackling this. Like, first of all, I don't get to pick and choose what I like. You know, the cock has a mind of its own, and my cock is like a friendship compass, so if it points one way, then I like that. I want that to be my friend. Now, you can have a conversation with my cock. I can arrange that, you know, a Skype call. You can bring your lips closer to it, and you can have a conversation and explain to it to stop being a bigot, to stop being so fat. I don't know what you can do, but clearly it's not related to TV shows or what I see around myself. Secondly, if you were to create a society where men would be attracted to morbidly obese women, then all the athletic women would feel left out. So you'd still have a problem. Like, you wouldn't please everyone. You'd just move the beauty standard from one way to the other, and you would still have women that are being left out and they're considered ugly, according to the societal beauty standards. And finally, just to show that this shit isn't working. So you now have, like, prestigious publications that are having this fat acceptance. You're dressing women up on TV shows. You're making women ugly in video games. You know, you're making them more androgynous in comic books and what have you, right? And with all of this propaganda, like, you finally succeeded in pushing your message for the last 5 years. And when you look at Twitch, when you look at OnlyFans, what do we see? We see that women are more fake than ever in human history. They use filter, they use makeup, they use cosmetic surgery, they use all of these things to reach the so-called unrealistic standards of beauty, which you don't get to see anymore in beauty magazines and TV shows. So maybe, just maybe, you know, maybe I'm not a scientist, I don't have a doctorate in a lab coat, but maybe, just maybe, it's got nothing to do with the comic books, it's got nothing to do with the TV shows. Like, maybe, just maybe, it's got to do with the fact that attraction isn't something that people choose. It's not something logical. You can't talk people into it. It's not about showing them pictures or whatnot. It's just something that you can't express. It's emotion. It's feelings. Like, you feel attracted to someone. You don't think you're attracted to someone. You feel attracted to someone. So it doesn't really matter all of this propaganda nonsense, which is not doing nothing besides turning audience away from these shows. And as you can see, like, this is how women still dress on the street. This is how I saw women dress at the university. This is how women dress when they go clubbing. This is how my wife chooses to dress sometimes. it doesn't have anything to do with watching TV shows and reading comic books and playing video games. It's just such a dumb mentality. I don't even know. Congratulations, though. You gone full circle back to the patriarchy. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.